Is running Facebook ads actually producing the highest ROI? Or should you go pay somebody and then you go do something else that nobody else can replace you?
Hey, Anna, do you think people are listening?
Yeah, why wouldn't they be? We make business so fun.
Don't we? In that case, let's introduce ourselves.
Hey, it's Anna and Selena and the 15-ish minute coffee chat podcast. Talking business doesn't have to be boring, so dive into our coffee chat conversations and learn something new for your small business.
All right.
This is what we do. This is what we do.
Hi, and welcome to season 13 of the 15-ish minute coffee chat, a conversation providing tips for every entrepreneur and business owner. Do you run a Facebook ads? Kwadwo Sampany-Kessie is a Facebook ads manager and online business strategist that is ready to share all you need to know about Facebook ads. Kwadwo offers so much great insight about running and testing and optimizing your Facebook ads experience. This show is going to be a two-part series, guys, and we're excited about it because there was questions we were like, no, we have to ask Kwadwo. We have to ask him this, right? Welcome back to our second segment. You heard that little teaser that Kwadwo said in our last episode with him. So we're going to jump right into the questions. We're going to put Kwadwo back into the power seat, and Anna is going to bring up that question that you probably have been dying to find the answer out to. Let's shuffle around the tiles here. Kwadwo's there. Okay, let's get him. Yeah, go ahead, Anna. Go. Okay, so Kwadwo, I'm just going to give you some insight into Selena and Anna.
Okay.
Selena likes to spend money and hire people. Anna does not. Okay.
All right.
Wait, Anna, wait. How she set that up, Kwadwo, is so not right. Anna doesn't like to spend money and struggles sometimes and gets behind. And that's where we're at. Selena does frivolously spend money because I don't have the time. And so I sit here doing a bunch of things and Anna's, I don't got time for you. Yeah, I'm busy. What I was trying to say is I am the perfect person that you're speaking to when we ask this question that we talked about before.
Yeah.
I'm a DIYer because first I like to know what is going on in my own business. I want to understand everything behind the scenes. So if for some reason I were to lose somebody, a contractor that was supporting me, I would know how to continue that process, right? That's number one. But number two is then also being mindful of where my small business dollars are going. So when we talk about running Facebook ads, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, DIY it. But then I listen to you talking about all those metrics and things that go into the thought process. And I'm like, that's a lot more energy than I have to put into running these Facebook ads. So here's the question we have for you to start off today's segment. When does it make sense to hire the fabulous Kwadwo or an ads manager like you? If there is another one out there, I don't know. Yeah, versus just DIYing your ads yourself as a business owner.
This actually is a pretty straightforward question to answer. But let's think about this because I want to empower you, the business owner, to think about this right. So let's look at your time when you first start running Facebook ads, because you probably should start running Facebook ads yourself if there's a few criteria met. For example, as the business owner, when you're running your own Facebook ads, are those ads you're running lead generation ads where like you might be running lead generation ads to your lead magnet and leads come on your list and then you're launching 3 to 6 months later? Okay. In that case, where the revenue that comes from the people who are coming in on your ads isn't really realized until a lot later on in the year, 4 to 6 months later, it could make a lot of sense for you to run those lead magnet ads. Also, lead magnet ads are not too difficult to run. So there you go, DIY. Now, where does this get tricky? Look at the revenue of your business. If the revenue of your business is a lot higher and there's enough profit in it to afford an ads manager, you can hire an ads manager. But first, why would you hire an ads manager? One, they're going to save you time. Two, you hire an ads manager to grow your ads and really grow the profit from your ads. So makes more sense to bring on an ads manager if you are running, say, an SLO funnel, self-liquidating offer, a $27 offer that has a $17 order bump with a $300 upsell, and there's some profit there. And let's say you've done it yourself, DIY, but like capped out, you can't seem to break like the $10,000 a month ad spend because like you have tons of profit, but when you really crank up those ads, your profit starts to drop, and you need like a pro who can take you to say $15,000 a month and spend, $20,000 a month and spend. And I know I'm saying big numbers, but there's plenty of people who are pumping that much money into ads because they have productive funnel that's giving them $2 to $3 back for every dollar they put into it. So that's when you could hire an ads manager. Makes more sense when you have a profitable funnel. Make less sense if you're just running lead generation ads, but then look at your time too. As your business grows bigger, there are tasks that only you can do in your business, and you can't hire them out because nobody can do them as good as you. We're talking about creating strategic partnerships, going onto Instagram and sliding into somebody's DMs and meeting someone like Selena, like how we met each other, or working on your funnel, or working on crafting your webinar better, or producing podcast episodes. Nobody can do that for you. And as your business gets more successful, as your ads get more complicated to run, you have to look at, is your time better spent elsewhere in your business where only you can do something and only you can produce this really high ROI on time because you're your business's employee. You have to look at yourself as an employee of your business.
Yeah.
Is running Facebook ads actually producing the highest ROI? Or should you go pay somebody and then you go do something else that nobody else can replace you at? Does that you tracking with me?
I'm so tracking that. And I actually thank you for bringing up that question, because it's hard sometimes for business owners to spend money, right? And they're only used to saying, hey, every dollar I spend, I have to see a return. If I spend $10,000. So I think
Yeah.
it was a great question. And I loved your answer, because I think
Huh.
it just reminds us, right? Hey, there is a time, sure, you're doing it, but are you missing opportunities? Yeah, missing
Sure.
more profit because that's not your expertise, right? Yeah. I have to tell you, what I love about your answers is that you don't whiffle waffle around. You're not giving us, yeah, I'm going to use that word, whiffle waffle, right? You're not giving us that, it depends, where it's like that soft answer where maybe not, but you're saying, if you have a funnel, a really good working funnel, and you want to optimize it, it's time to look at somebody that has some expertise in this area, right? If that's, and your time, you gave us actual actionable thought check mark boxes, I'm going to even call them, where a business owner can go down and say, yes, I am at this point, or no, I'm not at this point. And so
Right.
maybe it's not time yet. And I really appreciate that, because I think that sometimes, especially with ad spend, there is such a huge, there's a very large space where you can do it wrong, spend a lot of money, and get very little return on it.
Yeah.
And then you get frustrated by it and you think this was a big waste of time, and you're turned off by it. Where in reality, really running good ads, doing it properly, can be such a great benefit to your business.
Yeah, it really can.
Yeah. And I will say, you made me think of like a colleague that was like, I've been running Facebook ads for years and I don't know. And I'm like, oh, how do you run Facebook ads? She's, I boost it. And I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
oh, that's how you run Facebook ads. I was like, your iPhone? Because we just watched a Kwadwo Instagram reel where we learned all about why you don't want to do that. Right?
Oh, true. You have to ask your partner. How are
Yes.
Facebook ads? Why
Yeah.
aren't they working for you?
Yeah. And they have no idea that there is another backend. And I think that just goes into play of, you don't know what you don't know, but then you have to understand, just speaking with somebody and learning about that little part of your marketing part for your business is important. Okay. I want to jump into the next question here.
because
Yeah,
that makes sense.
we're talking about money. So our next question comes in with, how do you know when it's time to scale up your ad spend? Or maybe even scale down at some point as well, right?
Mm, Good question.
Mhm.
So there's two answers, but they're both straightforward. Number one is inside of Facebook Ad Manager, when it's time to scale up your ad spend, when you have a return on ad spend. This is if you're running a sales campaign. You can see there's a column called ROAS, ROAS, return on ad spend. And if it's above, if it's 1, then you're breaking even. That means you're getting $1 out for $1 in. If it's 2, then you're doubling your money. And if it's 3, you're tripling your money. And so if you see something that is like 1.5, you're 1.5xing your money. It's time to start scaling your ad spend. It's easy when you're doing a sales campaign. It's not easy to run a sales campaign. But when you see that metric, it's easy to say, okay, I can scale now. Word of caution, when you want to scale conservatively, don't say, I got 2x return on ad spend. Now I'm going to go from spending $50 a day to $500 a day. You will break your ads if you do that. Now, where this gets more nuanced, but you can still navigate the answer and the solution is, what if you're running lead ads, for example, to your lead magnet and you're nurturing those leads into a launch? Then when do you scale those ads? You need to think about two metrics. One is earnings per lead and one is cost per lead. And so the concept here is that how much are you paying per lead? You can see that inside of Facebook Ad Manager. How much are you making per lead? You have to look at, let's say, your launch. What's the total revenue after you finish cart close selling your product or your program or your offer during the launch? What's the total revenue divided by the number of leads that you brought in, and you get your earnings per lead. And then you look at that number, and hopefully there's a healthy gap there, because if there is between your earnings per lead and your cost per lead, then you can start to scale, because the math, the data in your business is saying, if you bring in more leads, you will make more money. If the leads cost you $5, but you're making $20 per lead, it's time to bring in more leads.
As a strategist, is this something you do for your clients? Were they to hire somebody like you? Is that part of what the process of what you're offering them?
Yeah, not
Exactly.
every Facebook ad strategist can do that.
Mhm.
I guess where I get this from is because in the previous episode, we talked about how I was in China and I got stuck outside of China. One of my first, after running my own online business, one of my first jobs was coaching inside of a high level group coaching program and mastermind for course creators, where we talked about sales and marketing, team dynamics to reduce overwhelm and increase profit, and Facebook ads. So I'm used to looking at somebody's funnel. And so that is something that I do with my clients, because ads is the top of the funnel, but is the middle of the funnel healthy? That's what really matters in order to put ads in or pay for traffic to go into that funnel.
Yeah. The other part to this is
Yeah.
just a reminder. We also talked about in the first episode how important it is to make sure your ads back end setup is good. And so
Right.
you can actually be getting that good metric data. And if
Mhm.
you don't set it up properly, you're not going to necessarily have this information you need to know if your ads are working right.
Yeah. And if you missed it, we will have a link to the first episode in the descriptions, in the comments, anywhere.
Can I say
know,
something more?
yeah, no, totally.
So I'm a Facebook ads manager, but hopefully as you're listening to me talk, you realize I won't always say, do Facebook ads, come hire me. No, like, you have to make sure it makes sense for your business. Like, the people that I work with, so I tell them, if it doesn't make sense to run ads, then I'm like, you should be running your own ads. I can teach you for a couple hours how to run your own ads, or you know what? These ad setups are simple. Just go do my DIY course about how to set up lead generation ads. Like, you have to look at
I
where you're.
was I was just gonna ask you, Kwadwo, hey, if I were to look for a Facebook ads manager, what's the one thing that should make me red flag and run? And I love that you were honest, but if you could just say one thing in addition,
Red
I love
flag
that. Yeah,
and run.
yeah. Red flag Facebook ads manager that you are interviewing to see if they're a right fit for you? Like,
So go with the hard questions and watch how they respond. Why does it make sense for me to hire you to manage my ads when your fee is this much? Then just shut up and let them respond to you, right? Because a Facebook ad manager that knows what they're doing can tell you like exactly why it makes sense. One that is, let's say, in the game for more nefarious reasons might give you like a roundabout answer. People ask me all the time, how do I hold my Facebook ad manager accountable? I said, give them a metric to reach. Like, I would like to be at this lower cost per lead in this amount of time for it to make sense, because ads manager fee go right on top of your cost per lead and your cost per lead goes up. So ask them those kind of questions. Big red flag, if you're Facebook ad manager that you're considering, ask them who owns the creative, who owns the ad copy. I've had clients that come to me and they told me their previous ad manager owned their creative, their ad copy, or oh my gosh, their ad account. The ad account was set up by the ad manager and actually a property of the ad manager instead of the client. Those are red flags. I believe the ad manager should let you own your ad creative, even though the ad manager designs it for you, right? Or writes your ad copy for you. You want to own that as an asset, as your business. You had better please have your own ad account. Don't let an agency set up an account for you. So those are some red flags. You said
thank
one,
you
maybe
for
like
saying that. Yeah, that makes 100% sense. 100%. So,
Well,
okay.
yeah, I think it gives a business owner confidence in looking for someone that they can trust, right? Because in an unknown area, it's like finding a tax accountant. Like, how well do they know their stuff? Am I going to end up in jail? Is the IRS going to find me?
Because your name's on your name's signed and yeah.
Right? Now, same kind of anxiety plays anytime you're looking at spending $150 a day, even for very small business, that's a big chunk of money, right?
know.
And so when you're looking at that kind of ad spend and that kind of money going out, you don't want it to be a failure. So I love that you're honest about these red flags, but also about the reality of running ads and what that looks like for a business.
Mm.
And I really appreciate you saying, if it's not right for an ad, I'm not going to tell you to run ad.
Yeah.
Like that's big, because that's your bread and butter, Kwadwo. And that's how you're making your money, right? That's how you're living the dream in Mexico.
Yeah, living the dream. First of all, I don't live in Playa del Carmen. I'm not on a beach. I live in a place more akin to Phoenix. I'm like however feet in the air, and there's tarantulas and snakes and spiders and cats.
Oh, no, not for this Hawaii girl.
Okay, I just want to remind Selena, we live in Central Texas, and there are tarantulas.
I know. Trust me.
Actually,
Yeah.
One more thing I would like to say though is
Yeah.
my bread and butter, our bread and butter is the dollars that come into our business. But dare I say that our bread and butter is actually two other things: the quality of our service and our reputation.
Oh, this is
So
why I love you, right? I'm just gonna, yes.
Now Anna fully knows why I was like, we need to have this guy on our show. It's like, okay.
Not that I question it. It's not like,
No, I know,
give
but
me 5 reasons why.
no, I love like when I can see in Anna's face like how much she appreciates what you just said. And so I love that too. And I think I always often say like I use a lot of my aloha spirit, and in my services with my clients, it's very important to me because the secondary thing is the reputation. I want people to walk away from having worked with me saying that was a great way to spend my money, and I'm very pleased. So
agree.
okay, so
So we have one last quick question, and then we're going to close out this session and let Kwadwo go out today.
I know.
So the last question is the one that really, like, everyone, it's top of mind for everyone. Okay. How do we know we're getting a good return on our investment when we're looking at Facebook ads? Now, you've thrown some different metrics at us that we can look at for when to scale, whether or not we are getting some return on investment. But like, how do you know it's worth it? You should keep doing this. This is a positive for you.
You really have to say, do I have a healthy funnel? And then quite simply, if your funnel it is just going over, it's a good way to sum up what we've talked about in the 2 episodes. If your business does a good job at converting leads into sales, and it's such cold marketing terms, right? selling is serving, right? The better you are at it, the more people you can serve with the gifts and the passions that you have. Okay, good ROI on Facebook ads. You have to look at the numbers. Are you making more than you're spending? If you have an ad manager, is the cost per lead that you're paying for plus the ad manager fees divided by how many leads you usually get per month? Is there profit on top of that? And then you decide what's good. The ROI, that's how you can see if it's there, your return on investment. But what's good or not, like you have to look at your business goals. And honestly, when people look at ads, if you're tracking your ad traffic, you should separate from your organic traffic, then you should be able to answer the question, are these leads that are coming organically to me from the podcast or from YouTube or from Instagram worth more than the leads that are coming from Facebook ads? It's all this big equation, right? And if your leads are worth more, or if you're getting better sales elsewhere, maybe you double down on another platform. If the sales are there for Facebook ads, double down on Facebook ads.
I love that answer.
I do too. The things that you have the knowledge you have shared with us is so good. And I don't know, you're making me want to go into a Facebook ads manager account just to look at some things that we have for a client for something else. And I'm like, yeah, did you know? I'm going to be like, hey, anyway.
Didn't I promise at the beginning of the first session? I think I even promised, I said, this guy's going to make you want to go and try out a Facebook ad just to see what you can do with it, what your numbers look like, right?
Or just if you're running Facebook ads yourself as a DIYer, he just gave us things and data you should look at so you can fully understand it better. Because you're right, there is so much data back there that you're not sure, is that good? Is that not good? I thank you for saying 1% for the click-through rate or the link. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's actually a decent number.
Right.
Because most people would be like, 1%? What? You know what I mean? Not understanding that funnel process, and you just gave us. Anyway.
Yeah.
I want to see what works for your business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, look, we have Kwadwo for just like 7 more minutes. So I want to make sure we share. We're going to bring up Kwadwo's toolkit that we want to share with you guys. And I'm going to have Kwadwo just share like what this is. And we will make sure you have all the links on our blog, in the comments, in every description on YouTube, and all our podcast descriptions. Kwadwo, what is this toolkit that people should add to their repertoire?
Because I consult people on an hourly basis from time to time, month to month. Like these are the things that when I jump into somebody's ad account, I'm like, oh my gosh, why are you doing this? Change this mistake now. You're just throwing free money at Facebook, which is not good for your business. So I put the 7 top ones there. And this is not just lead magnet fluff. There are 7 mistakes. And for each mistake, I just hopped on Loom and I recorded myself inside of a Facebook ad account talking about the mistake and showing the quick, simple solution. So like each mistake has like a 5-minute or shorter Loom video that shows the solution. And that is the lead magnet. 7 biggest mistakes that course creators make book ads.
People, this is gold right here, right? Because we've already just heard how Kwadwo explains things and that he does not wiffle waffle. I'm just going to use that term again. Not wiffle waffling around. So I can imagine if you are running Facebook ads, you pull this lead magnet and you walk through them. If you're doing even one of them, he just saved you so much money. Yeah. So like Selena said, we're going to drop all the links. It'll be in all the places. So yeah, I got really excited. I'm throwing up my microphone thing, going everywhere.
Yeah. If you're listening to us on the podcast, Anna's literally throwing things around on your screen. Hey, Kwadwo, tell everybody where they can continue the conversation with you. If you are on the podcast, you have no idea. If you cannot find Kwadwo, you are not really, truly even.
I can't believe you found so many places to find me.
When I love and am inspired by another creator, I'm going to share them to the rooftop and make sure that wherever somebody is, they know. But hey, tell us your top 3, even though there's 7 on here.
If you want to talk to me, I am in my DMs on Instagram. go and say hi to me. If you like the ideas that I'm talking about and the way that I present them, then you'll love listening to the Art of Online Business podcast, which is on Spotify, it's on Apple. You can watch my funnel analysis, if you will, my funnel breakdowns where I analyze landing pages and sales pages and this sort of thing. Watch the podcast on YouTube at The Art of Online Business, and then also your episode, Selena. You could see Selena on my podcast. Go to the YouTube channel.
It was like the best conversation, Kwadwo.
It was a good
Yeah. Yeah. You guys, look, he's on Facebook, on TikTok, on LinkedIn, everywhere. You have to find him and just connect in some way. But man, this is that part where I have to shut up, actually, Kwadwo. And then what I do is I put on Oscar music.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
and then I close out the show because otherwise Selena just keeps rambling and rambling. So we are going to say thank you to everyone for joining us today on the 15-ish minute coffee chat. Kwadwo, you have been an amazing guest on not one, but 2 episodes of this season. And we appreciate your just everything that you dropped for our audience today and all the great tips that you gave them. Thank you so much. First for the amazing person you are, but also for all of the great business advice you just gave us about Facebook.
You're welcome.
All
You're
right.
welcome.
Now, everyone, come find us at annandselena.com. We love being on LinkedIn. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, or your favorite podcast platform. 15-ish minute coffee chat. We look forward to seeing you on our next show.
Bye.
Oh my gosh. Did they actually make it to the outro music?
I told you this would work, Selena.
Okay. Well, thanks for tuning in to today's show. Now head on over to annandselena.com to listen to more of the 15-ish minute coffee chat. We've got over 100 episodes, all geared to making your businesses more fun and profitable.